Vegetable Tian. So the equipment we're going to use is an au gratin dish. You can use a large one. I choose to use these small ones because it's easier to serve them in. You're going to need something to slice with, and you need to make uniform slices, so the best way to do that is a mandolin such as this, or as an alternative I'm going to be using a food processor with a 4mm slicing disc. Our list of ingredients will include, you need a good quality olive oil, salt pig, pepper of course, yellow squash and zucchini, Roma tomatoes. We're going to need a couple cloves of garlic, some onion, and I like to use shallots. In addition, we're going to need some thyme, and the final ingredient is cheese. So we have some Gruyere cheese, and I also use a little bit of Parmesan for flavor. So let's first off start by cutting up the garlic and the onions and shallot. So I'm just going to chop up the garlic here, and we're going to further dice it. Let's push that aside. So I'm going to make fairly thin slices. Next I'll prepare the shallots. And slice the shallots the same way we did the onions. Now we're going to prep the vegetables so that I can put it through the food processor. So now we're going to run the vegetables through the food processor and slice them. I've already installed the disc inside. Got this all set up, and I'm dropping in there one at a time and doing quick pulses to do it. You can see that he's made some nice slices here, very uniform. Next we're going to do the tomatoes. And that's the tomatoes. So the next thing we're going to do is caramelize the onions, and I've got a 10-inch skillet here. I use about 2 tablespoons of oil, and I'm going to get that up to medium-high heat. When the oil begins to shimmer, and actually in my case it's starting to smoke, so I'm going to turn on the fan. You won't be able to hear me. Add the onions and shallots. And you're going to cook these for 12 to 15 minutes until they caramelize. The onions are just now getting soft, so we can see now that the onions are just about done. They're getting a nice golden color. And at this point, I'm going to make a little space in the center, throw in our garlic, and we're going to cook that for about 30 seconds more. And we're going to turn off the heat, and this is ready to go. we're going to take the onions and shallots that we just cooked up with the garlic and divide it evenly amongst the 3 bowls that I have. Now comes the fun part. We're going to assemble these one at a time. I'm going to start off by putting a couple layers of zucchini in here, and then shingle a couple of yellow squash, followed by a couple of tomato slices. And I'm going to repeat that. And that's what it looks like when you have it all layered. And we're going to put a little bit of salt. And add some pepper. And I sprinkle a little bit of thyme on there. While I'm assembling these, preheat the oven to 375. After you've gotten them all assembled, we're going to put these in the oven and let them bake for about half an hour. First I'm going to cover them with some foil. Make sure you get a good seal on this. You're trying to trap all the steam to cook the vegetables in here. These are now ready to go in the oven. I'm going to pull each one out of the oven now. Keep the oven going. It's going to be hot, so you do this carefully. Watch out for the steam. Now we're going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese for added flavor. Next we're going to put some of the Gruyere. Now we're going to put these back in the oven. We're going to cook that for another 25 minutes. After about 15 or 20 minutes, we'll start checking to see if the cheese is getting browned. And I think it's ready. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out. And here we have the finished product.